What is good, guys? We are back, but holy shit, man!
Mother,
I think it's official. If you agree with me, Dusty, that the Republic is lost.
yeah. Motherfucker, I just broke my fucking snuff cup.
Did you just fucking throw up?
Yeah, how can you tell?
Bro, it is seriously sad to see the response, of the MAGA cult coming at it hard, like saying he had to go, this, that, and third. He was a traitor. He it's like, no, dude, you guys seriously do not understand what it's like to hold moral principles and values, because they don't have them anymore.
You're talking about when they're talking about Massey, right?
Massey, or I mean anything, because like, again, I'm not ashamed to say that I once kind of fell into that, not necessarily blind loyalty category, but like I always thought that whatever came at Trump, or towards it, like, especially because at that time it was always from the left, and they were pushing and like grasping at straws at whatever they can to find something to pin Trump down. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't say I was a blind loyalist, but whenever they tried to come at you, I just was like, no, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid, whatever like that. Because it's like 99% of the time it's just because it's Trump. It didn't matter what it was. Because you even tested that theory on was it was somebody close to you, listing a whole bunch of things that you said, well, Trump said this. Or,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, Trump said this. Well, it's like, oh, actually, that was Kamala Harris. And they get all pissed off at you, because they're like, oh, yeah, fuck him. I can't believe he said that. I was like, no, that was actually Kamala Harris that said that, wasn't Trump. But see, they don't. So that was like the mindset that I was in, of like, if you're just coming at me, you're just trying to do whatever you can. But then it really puts yourself into a perspective. Because there's no question, at least to me, there's no question. This administration, this term, is radically different than the first time, which is why it's been such a disappointing letdown.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I'm right there with you on that. And
You get anything
it's
good from
just
the pack?
fuck no.
uh,
I
but that,
wish.
but that's what's disappointing. You know what I mean? Is that it was almost like we had tried before we buyed. You know what I mean? Like we had a pilot program, Trump 1.0, did great. All of our money was going way further than it is today. We felt just the crippling, like, destruction that the radical left under the Biden administration did to the country. So it felt like, well, we already know that Trump can provide great leadership, and life under Trump was amazing the first time around. You know what I mean? Like, we all just felt like, fuck yes, America is back, energy up, prices down, like, money is going further. We all felt that this is the way life is, but this is the American dream. That's what we felt. And then Biden came along and was like, you know what? Nah, everything was fucked. You know what I mean? And so we was like, well, we knew it was all good under the first time. So, I mean, what's the worst going to happen? I mean, we just know that it's going to be good because it was so good the first time. And holy shit, we're not even halfway, and then we are being proven wrong day by day.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look, it's amazing how well that Trump and I guess you would say Trump's handlers, or I don't even know how you would put it,
You
but
know,
how
at a
much
certain
they
point,
brainwash.
it doesn't even feel like handlers. It feels like he's just hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like that's how it
Yeah,
feels.
yeah, I guess.
You
But
know what I
it's
mean?
like it's our country was so broken that it was so easy to brainwash and corrupt the people that had some common sense. He utilized the common sense against them. He completely weaponized common sense as a Trojan horse. You know,
Yeah.
he swept in there saying, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to do the right thing for soldiers. We're getting veterans, for the economy, for the poor, for, Americans as a whole. And in walks Israel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
still we have all these veterans sleeping on the fucking street under bridges, and we have outrageous spendings, and you know the Doge shit was,
nothing. They literally did
yeah.
nothing.
Well, yeah, you find all this waste, fraud, and abuse, and then it's like, yeah, but
We're not going
fuck
to do
it.
anything about it. Because I mean,
Yeah,
even all of the cuts or whatever, or canceled contracts for whatever it was, all of it didn't go into law. So
yeah,
therefore, it just all went right back to the good old overspending and under delivering portion of it. It's just
100%.
and then now, never fear, Dustin, because the White House Fraud Task Force is here. I mean, their whole goal. I mean, you know what? Let's just bring up this sham of a new fucking task force because I call bullshit because everything that they're said to do was what Doge was supposed to be doing. Ending fraud against the American taxpayer. Tell me that was not ultimately the main goal when it came to Doge, ending fraud, waste, and abuse. Because
Oh yeah, yeah,
when it comes down
absolutely.
to it, if fraud against the American taxpayer means that we're paying all this tax money to the federal government and they're misusing it, that's just fraud. So it's like, I don't get how Doge, which again was one of those big, so you had like the three big factors, tell me how you feel about this. Three big factors. Immigration, number one, was 100% probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Then, I still think a lot of people were still on the whole drain the swamp thing. They wanted to, get rid of a lot of the corruption out of DC, right? In politics. And then three, when Elon made himself, known to show an interest to set up said Doge, that was a big third factor. We're like, fuck yes, we need to cut this bloated ass federal government down to absolute skeleton crew. And then we can work our way from there because we are spending way too much. Our future is pretty much gone into debt. And then Doge did have a timeline. I'll give them that. Like they had a timeline of not January, what am I saying? July, whatever, of this year, because it was supposed to be, hey, we're going to balance the budget, cut the deficit in half, all by midterms as like as a goal and a factor of like, hey, we did it. You know what I mean? They didn't
Hmm.
even make it a full fucking year.
Yeah.
They stood up in January of 2025 and then they shut down in November of 2025. They didn't make a fucking year.
If you really look at it on a different perspective, so there's two things. Doge was more of like a Elon idea, right? Like it
Yeah.
was more so put. So now to me, it's
With a
like,
lot of voters
yeah,
support in
yeah.
that action.
So to me, it's like Trump went in there and Elon's getting all this credit for Doge, but his fucking Trump's ego is so fucking high that he's
Mhm.
like, oh no, now I need my own sort of Doge that is reminiscent to me and my legacy, not tied to someone like Elon Musk. And here's the other thing. Have you noticed that Trump can't get along with anyone for more than a year? Like it's like he finds these people that have these good social callings or this, social parameters where they're, doing good in the community or have a lot of following or they're super intelligent. Trump brings them in, acts best friends with them,
Uh-huh.
shaking dicks, whatever. And then as soon as he doesn't need them anymore, he finds every reason to belittle and ostracize them, to push them out. And it's God, he's such a Trojan horse. That's what he is.
Yeah, it's
Did you know there's a Pokemon card that looks like Donald Trump?
is it on purpose?
I don't know, bro, but I noticed it the other day.
Pokemon
So
card.
it's like a weasel with his hair.
You know what? I didn't even have to finish the fucking Google search. It just filled it in. Oh,
Pull it up.
interesting.
Show
Hang on.
it.
Let me hang on. I gotta find a good picture of it. Hang on, because it doesn't look right in these little small thumbnails. So hang on. Gumshoes.
Yeah, I think that's it. Man, the
Gum.
Pokemon cards look so much different from when we were kids.
Yeah, they have a lot of
Like a lot more like
holographic stuff to it. Yeah.
so is Elijah getting into Pokemon at all?
Oh, he loves Pokemon. Him and Grace both.
So DJ does too, but all these damn scalpers and shit out here, like scalpers are so bad with it right now. And they're like, everything's like 600% markup and shit like that. Let me see.
This one.
Okay, so that's a good one, but that's not the one I was talking about. There's another one where he's like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's facing the other direction. But it
Well,
looks
I
really
don't.
good.
I don't think it really matters. I don't think it really matters which way it's facing. They're all gumshoes.
Yeah. But yeah, the other one, his hair looks even more like Trump hair. But yeah, so all these scalpers and shit, they're taking the Pokemon cards.
His ability is evidence gathering. How fucking ironic is that shit?
If that Pokemon is not based on Trump, I would be so surprised.
I mean,
They should have made him orange, or maybe his shiny version, he's orange. But no, so all these damn scalpers, they're buying these, packs and these bigger boxes, and they're buying them for 20 to 30 bucks. Well, they're reselling these fucking things for 2, 3, 4, 500 bucks, if not more.
yeah.
And and then there's these vending machines and shit like that. So like they're waiting at Walmart, they're waiting at Target, they're buying all this shit, and or they're like standing at like these vending machines at Kroger's or HEB or whatever. So you can't get any, and if you can, you're paying like these super high fucking prices. Well, it's ridiculous because for kids that just like opening them, they can't get any. Well, so over here around Houston, and they're growing. There's a company called Hobbytown, a new retailer, and they're trying to combat all the scalping and bullshit. So, which I went over there. I've been talking to their CO or COO a little bit, Terry, and they're great people. Like they've got the location in Spring. Montgomery County keeps dicking with them on opening their Shenandoah location, which I think they're going to have a grand opening next week, which they were hoping for it to be tomorrow because there's a new Pokemon line coming out tomorrow, like a new release.
No,
And
cool.
then and then they got 2 more locations that they just signed the lease for down in Katy, Pearland, and then I think they're opening another one in Cypress, but they're growing like a motherfucker. But so like if you go to GameStop's like the only other place you can regularly get the cards. Well, GameStop is following these scalpers and what they're doing, and they're marking everything up by that 3, 4, 5, 600%. Where this company is like, no, man, like it's not fair to y'all. And so what they're doing is like when you buy these and the other packs, so they come with like a cellophane over them, like a cigarette pack. And what they're doing is they're cutting them and taking the wrappers off so that these resellers can't turn around and resell these things for, you know, $200, $100, $200 for a box, which is it's really freaking cool.
Do so do they cut the wrapping off after the point of sale, or do they cut it off like once they get it and put it in the store? Does that make sense to me?
You buy it, so you sit there and you have to buy it right there. So you buy it, and when you purchase it, they cut it. So
So
when I
so I'm saying like they keep the cellophane on it to prove that it is a brand new box.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
once you purchase it, then they'll take it off to combat the whole scalper thing.
yeah. So they scan it, you pay for it, and then they've got a little razor blade, like little razor blades there. They cut the right here on the top
Mhm.
of the box, like where
Yeah.
it goes across, and they just peel it off, set it, put it in the bag, and say, "Here you go," and you leave. I wonder, man, I should have asked them if they're because you know what they should like, and I probably would be okay with it. Okay, maybe is if they went in and they were like, okay, well, here's your option: either you buy it market value and you get it sealed, or we buy it MSRP and we open it. Like, I think they should do that because then they're giving people an option. But no, man, that store is cool as shit. Like, I know you like the Yoda shit and all that, and
Just because I know that his
you're
name is not
gay,
Baby Yoda, his name is Grogu, doesn't mean I'm all about Star Wars. If
whatever.
when it comes to Japan and anime and stuff like that, I'm Dragon Ball 100%. That's my number one. So
Bro, they got all kinds of Dragon Ball stuff in there. But yeah, they got all kinds of like everything from like Legos to these, bro. They've got on one wall, they've got these like wooden puzzles. I would say it's like a Lego for an adult,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
little wooden pieces. But man, they've got like a spaceship you can do. One of the guys over there, he's doing like a big like pirate ship right now, but you can do
nice.
like an AR-15. They've got like an AR-15 one,
Yeah,
an AK, and I think
they
that they shoot
I've
things.
seen some of those the gun ones at like at the Fort Worth gun show. Like some of the
Hmm.
tables will have where it's like you put it all together and then it can actually like shoot like rubber bands or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah, but man, they got some cool shit. So, no, like I'm all about these guys. Like the fact that they're doing the right thing, and they're not trying to fuck over the consumer like all these damn scalpers are doing it, and really just taking care of like people that actually have a hobby and that are doing it for a hobby, not because they're trying to be a Jake Paul and buy a card to sell it for, $2 million or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. So anyone out there, if you need cards and shit like that, they've got a Klein location. They're about to have Shenandoah and all them other ones, but go check out that hobby town. Man,
they need to open up here in DFW because this is where a lot of the some of the big international con conventions happen up here.
yeah, yeah. Well, and we have a lot down here too, but
I know you do, but because of the DFW International Airport, this is where like the hub comes in.
oh yeah, which what I'll do is I'll talk to Terry, their COO, and I'll ask her about it because, you know, they're honestly growing like a son of a bitch. And if they keep doing what they're doing, like, man, it is cool. Like, I took the kids in there the other day and their staff was just bullshitting with them. And like, I don't play the magic game or the Pokemon game, which actually one of them did get me to download the Pokemon game on my phone. I just don't
The
understand it.
Are you talking about the Pokemon Go?
No, no, not where you catch them, where like so
Actually, like play
yeah,
like a card game almost.
y- yeah. So like when you open these packs, here, I'll show you.
Mhm.
So you
Because
open
I
the
used to,
pack.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to be an avid Pokemon goer just for fun, just because it was fun, you know?
Oh yeah, the kids used to love it. So you open the pack, and they have these little cards like this in it. One of these cards, and it's got a little QR beacon on the backside. And so you scan that, and it gives you cards into your deck, like the cards that you have or something. And you get on there, and you can actually play people like the actual Pokemon game, like how the card game is. And it's a good way to teach people how to play it. But yeah, bro, in the middle of each shop. So I went by and I walked through the unopened shop that's in Shenandoah. I got to see the inside of that, and the one in Spring Klein area, which is close to Tomball. Um, they got like a room in the middle where it's got chairs and all that. Where yeah, people can go in there and they can trade cards, they can play the game. Apparently, they're gonna have like events and shit like that. So man,
Yeah.
they're doing fucking cool shit over there. But
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were great with the kids, like DJ. And damn, I wonder if that's good. I got like some black girl,
Black girl. What's the name of
um, Jack Teeth,
it?
Jack. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not racist, but it's got a very black name. Yeah, that's fucked up. But well, and then there's an app that actually a guy out of Fort Worth created that you can actually take. Hey, it's a $6 card. You can where you take pictures of the card. It's called Rare Candy, but it's some like YouTuber or Facebook guy or whatever. And I guess he opens a lot of packs. And but he created this app, and like you can actually take picture of your cards right on the spot, and it'll tell you how much they're worth and all that shit. Which DJ's been taking some of the cards and selling them. Are you looking it up?
Yeah. So it looks like it's a trainer support card.
Yeah, that's what it is. But it's JACINT. Yeah.
No, it's just a black chick.
But it's a cool looking fucking card, bro. They
Okay.
have really come on a long way. Like back in the day, like yeah, you remember like all them cards, all they had was like just the little window with maybe the shining part right there. Now they're freaking.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I get one of these good. And then now they do these. Some of the energies are shiny, like not
Yeah.
like they used to be, where they were all like fucking real basic. I don't know, but
Dude. Oh yeah, the electric. You know, it's like a core, and I'm sure you remember because this is during our childhood time. Like in my like core memory box here, right? Like one of the best things ever was when McDonald's had those gold plated Pokemon cards that they gave out in the Happy Meals and shit like that.
I
Dude, come on. Dude, come
I
on.
remember them doing the cups. I remember you could get Pokemon cups.
No, dude. I'm talking about like whenever the toys in the meals were like
Yeah.
fucking awesome. And and this was back when Pokemon first like really hit the US, right? Because it'd been in
Uh-huh.
Japan, obviously, but when it really first hit the US. But there were gold plated Pokemon cards, and it was like so fucking awesome. Hang on, I'm looking this up. People will know what I'm talking about because that was like such an amazing time.
Damn, I want to get that card that looks like a dick. I just got another good one though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, this is how old they're. They're all like on fucking eBay kind of a thing. You know what I mean? But look at this. Like this is legit how they were when you got them like in a Happy Meal when Pokemon was like the theme for McDonald's, right? Like these were legitimate like gold plated cards.
Bro, I don't remember that.
Dude, this shit was awesome, man. This was like one of the best times ever. Because I mean, I remember I had my mom, Mimi, and everybody were like, "Hey, can we go to McDonald's? I just want to get a fucking Happy Meal." Like it didn't matter, just because like I wanted to get another gold plated fucking Pokemon card because it was just like so fucking awesome. I'm sitting here acting like I got a pure piece of pure gold. Look at this gold Pokemon card. Obviously, it's like worth next to nothing because it's like
Oh yeah.
it's just plated, diluted down. But it was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Bro, I got a fucked up Pokemon card.
What is it?
It's got a bubble in it underneath the I guess holographic section.
Yeah.
Like yeah, right here. It's weird because like I was looking at it, it's got a little bubble right here. That's weird.
You were telling me you had a new rabbit hole you went down?
Oh fuck. Okay. So you've heard the simulation or simulation theory or whatever.
Simulation? Yeah.
Simulation. Yeah, that word. The simulation theory. Okay.
Yeah.
So all
Yeah.
these people
We live
think,
in the matrix. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people think we're in a matrix. Okay. Now here is the rabbit hole I went down the other night. So it's essentially the simulation theory, but with mushrooms.
You just, so
Okay.
you talk about the simulation theory while high on psilocybin.
Well, kind of. So, okay, here's what I was reading. So there's this theory that um like it's not a digital simulation, it's like your makers are like either aliens or whatever it is, but what you're seeing in the life today is like you're in a mushroom trip. So it's like they compare to like the amanita muscaria and all those. It's not a drug, it's like a debugging console, and it was like left behind by the programmers of us or whatever is kind of how I was saying. And every major world religion, every deity, divine revelation, all that, um like it's like a sudden leap in human consciousness, like a mushroom trip that lets people briefly exit the simulation and see like the code and like the world change and all that, or like, and it was kind of like I was, and because I'm dumb, I didn't fully understand it. Like either it's saying like we are real, and when you use the shrooms it puts you in that, or it's because it was kind of like contradicting each other. Like some people believe that what you and I are doing right now, seeing right now, we're on some fucking mushroom trip right now in some other realm or something. And and it was saying like the elites like have known this for like millions of years and shit like that, and they've been like waging war on people, and that's why they have like this war on drugs, especially like psilocybins and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Which is,
And
which is
it
why they
was,
have to keep it illegal.
yeah, and it was saying like the architects of all this, what we're in, is like, either ancient aliens or future humans, or like these like hyperdimensional entities or something, like whatever it is. Like there was like different theories on it, and it was like going different ways, but they seeded earth with like these specific like fungal compounds, like different mushrooms or like DMT or whatever, and like they can temporarily like break the fifth wall, I guess is a way to put it, like with your consciousness between what's reality and all that. Like, and like part of it's like from what John Allegro, like the Sacred Mushroom and the Cross book, was like going after, like he was on that track, and he was talking about like the trying to think, I don't know. Like it's hard to explain just because there was so much out there. But he was like, when he was talking about like Christianity being um influenced by like the mushrooms, and like he was referring to him more as like a mushroom cult. But and some of it I didn't like and I didn't agree with, because he was like saying Jesus was like a metaphor, or like maybe the um maybe something like that, or like a shaman. But it was like talking about like the blood of Christ. It is because the Amanita muscaria is red, a red cap. He was like going down that. So I don't know, bro. But like the entire essentially what it was saying is like the entire New Testament is like a coded trip and like instructional guide, and like the Romans were like of knowing about it, so they like were starting to try to purge it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I mean, it's pretty nuts. I'm not gonna lie, but
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Well, and then, bro, it was like going into like time travel and shit like this. Like it was saying, like, time travel is like when you fully die, like during like the super heavy dose of whatever supplement or chemical concoction, whether it's psilocybin, DMT, whatever you're using, and like it pushes you like into like this other timeline, whatever heaven is or whatever. But and it was like saying that like a lot of these prophets um or like inventors and artists and all this shit from like back then and like current, like they weren't really geniuses. They were like tourists, like that came back from the future or whatever through these psychological trips to ultimately push the future more. Like, and it was talking about like Nikolai Tesla, like he just like had mushroom vision. That's why he was so far advanced above everyone else. And like it was talking about like alchemy and how like a lot of this stuff was brought, but it was all about like glitches in the fucking matrix. It was all done because of that.
Bro, you say alchemy, and
Mhm.
I was talking about anime a second ago when you were talking about Pokemon and like how my number one, just because it's what got me into the anime world, was Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT, whatever. Like I'm all about it. Um, but I watch a lot of other animes as well. I subscribe to Crunchyroll, the
Yeah,
anime
my kids
streaming
do too.
service. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I give Elijah has the login so he can watch it too, whatnot. But again, I use it because I like anime. I just recently started, and I know it's been out for a while, and people who are like the same type of people that are like purists to like Star Wars, that like get really upset about the new movies. When I'm just like, hey, it's cool to go see Star Wars. Like I'm not that much into it to where I'm like, it's just fucking ruined and all this other bullshit. I didn't stick with the story. Fan fiction's better. I'm not that type of person. And I just started watching Full Metal Alchemist,
Uh-huh.
and it is so good. And I've always heard great things about it. I've never had reason to doubt, just never watched it, and I am watching it now. But the reason why I started watching it more so than it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna watch it, was because the one of these videos that I watched on YouTube going on about um like the history of you know uh, synagogue of Satan, and in the God's chosen people, and all, just going through that, and he's just giving his breakdown of everything like that. And when he started getting into how certain was about like um sacrificing, children or whatever like that to get power or whatever like that, right? Then he started talking about Full Metal Alchemist and saying how there's a lot of eerie similarities when you look at how Full Metal Alchemist is written with the plot line and whatever like that compared to what was going on in World War II. Now, the main people, like the quote unquote army or whatever that they're serving, and
Uh-huh.
and these are like the good guys, which is even funnier of the thing. They're like a spinning image of the SS of the OSS.
Really?
And you know what they call their top person, like the leader of the entire like military in the
What?
nation? The Fuhrer.
Really?
I swear to God.
No
But
shit.
yeah, but then they have these state certified alchemists that do alchemy, like actual, like, whatever type of magic, but
Mhm.
each alchemist is different based on, one will do metal, one will use like liquid, one will use whatever like that, you know what I mean? But it's really interesting, and when you start looking at it, like, god dang, dude, like, it's really painting things in a different light. But it's a really good show.
N
So
no shit.
yeah.
Yeah, Cecilia watches, like she's been trying to get me to watch some of these animes and shit like that that's on there. Like she's really into like Chainsaw Man and
Yeah.
some other like weird shit, which I just like every time they're over here, like, fuck, bro. I don't know how much money I've spent on mangas, which a manga is like the graphic novel, and
Yeah.
I've
Like
spent
it's
so
basically the
much,
comic book kind of. So
yeah, but I don't know, which the One Piece is cool because One Piece is the one that whenever I was going through the last divorce, when I wasn't seeing the kids all the time and didn't have access to them because obviously divorce. Me and DJ, would get on FaceTime and we'd watch that damn One Piece nonstop. So,
yeah,
some of it's kind of cool, which actually that live action is really good. But
I haven't watched the live action yet.
bro,
Um,
it's really good. Um,
dude, I don't know about you, but so you know how regardless how you feel about him, um, the Marco Rubio memes are some of the
oh
funniest
yeah,
things ever, right? You know what I mean? Because it's just funny. It's one of the things that keeps the country together. So fucking funny. Just
oh
like
yeah.
Marco Rubio sitting there realizing that he has to go, run Iran now or run Venezuela. Um,
Hmm.
but the new one I think that's holding the world together is these Elliot Page ones. Have you been seeing
Oh
them?
God, yes,
Yeah, because she's gonna be
yeah,
fucking Achilles, and then everybody's like remaking certain things, whereas like this, but with Elliot Page. You know what I mean?
oh
Um,
yeah.
so it if you don't mind, I'm gonna share a few of my favorite ones, just because again, this is just good old fashioned like bullying fun. You know what I mean? Because it's
Oh
like, why
yeah.
not, right? Um, so I'm gonna share the screen because again, this is just fun. Why not? Robo Chop.
Oh God.
Yeah. And it has like the scars from the surgeries and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Transatanic. And has Elliot and Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh, that's the Bud Light one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Three men and a little lady.
What movie is that supposed to be?
I think it looks like Little Rascals kind of a thing, but I don't know. But I
Or
just
is it?
thought, oh, look, Dick's on a plane.
Oh God.
Yeah. Or I don't know, but it's funny because those are all three trans guys. Uh-huh.
2.5 Men.
No, because it wouldn't be the same. Um,
Oh,
but hang on. So the Cyclops and the Odyssey that's supposed to be making made. Look at this. Someone said they use Elliot Page's old pussy to make the third eye.
oh God.
And then He-Man. Yeah, I mean this shit is funny as hell. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that I wake up in the morning to see. So
Man, some of those are wild. Like they're getting wild with that shit.
yeah, but it's so fucking hilarious.
Oh, oh, back to what I was saying. So also they had this theory tied into the CIA and MK Ultra and all that.
Yeah,
So it wasn't about mind control. It was like a frantic weaponization and then an attempt to bury the like mushroom debugging of your mind and all that shit and like the war on drugs and all that wasn't even like it isn't even about cocaine and weed or fentanyl or whatever. It's essentially keep like the psilocybins and the mind altering chemicals from like letting you see in this other realm. That's why like they're so like a lot of the ones that are like including into some of these like war on drugs is ones that's like, why the hell is that even illegal? Like, especially whenever, and notice it's these natural shit
yeah,
that's the ones that are doing it, not like the chemical compounds that are manufactured. But no, bro, it was like so fucking wild. And it was like talking about like Elon Musk and dudes like that who are like trying to build like a digital simulation and like Neuralink and all this shit, and all this shit is like goes in like links up to it because of like they know about what the mushroom shit is, and like the mushrooms are a threat on actual society because it would cause like an uprising. But now here's where the shit gets really fucking wild. It got into the serial killer aspect, and like the Zodiac killer and Charles Manson and like these. So it was, they weren't like lone nuts or whatever like that, or like it was more like a janitor for whoever these beings or whatever. And it was like they were going around and they were selectively killing, like a lot of these serial killers are selectively killing people who have actually either naturally or their brain creates too much DMT, where they have like these deja vu dreams or whatever, and they can see in these other realms, or they're doing DMT or psilocybin or whatever. So because they're on this path that, because of the futuristic times, like they see that, they're going to do something crazy in the world or create some side of change, they eliminate them before they could ever get to that part. And which is why they're killed off so early, and before they can actually make those big fucking changes. And like there was some good evidence that it was like saying that would make you like actually start to wonder. Like it was showing like these ancient cave drawings. Like one of them was like fucking landcasts or something or whatever, but it's like showing like 300,000 year old cave drawings with like these mushrooms, and then these like modern fucking symbols that looked like new, spacemen or fucking all this shit. But yeah, bro, like all kinds of shit. And then like it was comparing to all these like, major enlightenment cultures and shit like that, where like all had some sort of mushroom or psilocybin rituals and shit that actually progressed the human species. And it was like really going down, like pushing it down this fucking rabbit hole of um every super advanced culture, like, humanity could be doing nothing for like X amount of time, like just nothing, just dormant, stagnant, not really growing. And it wasn't until any time there has been bulk usage or certain, usage of like certain sorts of like mushroom or psilocybin and shit like that. It's just fucking crazy. And now like everyone's on this mushroom kick and this DMT kick right now. Like, is there about to be like this super fucking big, like, skyrocket growth into the future here soon, just with some sort of technology or enlightenment?
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, and I'm dumbing it down and putting all this into like this very short, like, because the time that we have. But bro, like, I went on this rabbit hole for fucking hours,
the funny
reading.
thing you say, kind of how like mushrooms can give you, or psilocybins more specifically, DMT give you that kind of, it's almost like an out of body experience, helping you like understand things.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually just watched and this episode of Sean Ryan has been out for a couple of years. Like, this is not a brand new episode.
Mhm.
But I watched the one where he had the I forget how it was phrased, but like the most well known, the most successful, and the top remote viewer that ever served for the government.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
And holy shit. And everything you're describing kind of puts it in like, oh God, he must have been high on mushrooms. No, it was just, this is his natural ability to remote view, right? Once you get a target. And he remote viewed Mars 1,000,000 BC.
I saw that on a different podcast, not on the Sean Ryan one, but I did see that on a different one. And what I wonder about that is, are these people, did their DMT levels that our brains naturally create, is it like releasing on like a higher plane
he
where
he
pushes.
teaches people how to remote view, so I don't know.
No shit. Well,
Yeah.
so there was an organization back in, I don't know, the 70s or 80s, that this dude was, and I don't remember the names. It was just something I had read and was actually reading or watching, but he essentially was enlightened by aliens. And what he was able to do was like create natural events and shit like that. And he was able to, like, he said he was able to make UFOs come like through some sort of trance or something. He'd go in this little trance mentality, and then he'd say at one point in time he's like, yeah, like, on this date I'll make 3 UFOs appear in this area. Well, sure as shit, fucking UFOs appeared in that area. And then he, like, there was like some sort of like natural disaster. He's like, if the CIA doesn't hire me and bring me on, then I'm gonna make this fucking happen. And sure as shit, fucking, like, all these people were fucking killed over it. And then he actually had classes on how to teach people how to do all this, or to be able to become close to the aliens where they would allow them to do it as well.
Yeah. Check this out.
You were tasked with remote viewing Mars, from what I understand. And the time period, I believe, was 1 million BC.
Yeah, 1 million BC.
Who was that directed by?
Well, when it was tasked, I was sleeping and he woke me up, and I said, yeah, I'm awake. What's going on? He said, well, I have some people here from Department of the Army, and they have a target for you. And I said, okay. What do you want me to do? He said, well, why don't he said, I have an envelope here. There's nothing written on it. It's in my pocket. Tell me something about it. So it started out with a really large pyramid. And I said, first thing, words out of my mouth was, this must be a new discovery. And he said, why do you say that? And I said, because it's huge. It's bigger than the pyramid of Giza. Must be a new discovery somewhere. And then he said, well, tell me something about it. That's what I want to know. And so I said, it's got really large rooms inside. It's kind of surprising because the way pyramids are built, that can't be done. You can't have large rooms inside because of the weight of the construction. So it must be some new form of construction. So are you sure this is not a new discovery? And he said, just tell me what I need to know. So I said, well, it appears to be some form of protection of survivors of some cataclysm. And they're in stasis. They're waiting for somebody to come. I said, but I think it's too late. I think they're all dead. And he said, why do you say that? And I said, because I feel like the messages I'm getting are like leftover mental images, things that they pass differently from normal or something like that. So he asked me some other question. He moved me around in the target and asked me some other questions. And it turned out there were 6 specific targets that I was given in that particular case. And all 6 of them I described exactly what was standing there. And when I say that, I mean what was also pictured in negatives by JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, California.
It's fucking insane, huh?
Oh yeah, bro.
And he goes into a lot more other like remote viewing targets he did, like while he was like a GS-14 after a while.
No
and when
shit.
when he was said like, I'm retiring, I'm done, like, and the general above him was like, I'll give you whatever you want, just please don't retire. You know, I was like, I'll make you GS-15. I'll do, whatever you want. And he's like, no, dude, I'm done. I'm just fucking tired, So
I wish I knew how to remote view. That'd be fucking badass.
he
You know
teaches
what I
it.
mean? Yeah.
I mean, he was 78 when he did that interview, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you ever have deja vu dreams? Like you have a dream and then later, like, it happens?
Yeah. We've talked about this because you think like, all the voodoo in my fucking family and all, you redneck piece of shit.
Well, that's the coon ass side, not redneck side.
I mean, deja vu. Yeah, I've had deja vu, but nothing that's like crazy makes me think I can see the future or any bullshit. Um, but it's interesting to have that notion that we have. I mean, like that humans are capable of this type of thing. It's
Mhm.
just, who knows? Over time, saying that maybe we've gone through like, like say like the lost city of Atlantis thing, right? Like they had
Mhm.
insane technology, but it all destroyed them all. And we kind of have restarted history in the Stone Age. And that's why we're here again, right? So it's like
Yeah.
we probably are capable of a lot more. It's just in this point of our, existence from the last, cataclysm that may have happened in our history, our humans just haven't gotten to that point where they are able to unlock that ability and know how to do it yet.
Yeah. Damn, I want to learn it.
Hmm.
Something else I want to learn, which I'm going to look like an asshole here, but hear
Yeah,
me
right.
out. So the other night, I was taking my snake for a walk in the front yard. Okay. So honestly, I was taking it out to the grass and I was letting Magnolia, kind of crawl around in the grass and all that. This is my python. And two Jehovah's Witnesses walk up, or that's Mormons, right?
No, Jehovah's Witness and Mormons both go door to door. So it just depends on what they said. What were they wearing?
The white shirts.
Mormon. White
Yeah.
Mormons are the white shirts.
Okay. Well,
And
well,
it was two boys, like younger men.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was Mormon.
So, which I have no problem with them. Like, for God's sakes, I was at Cavender's a couple months ago and there was a group of them in there and one of them couldn't afford boots and he was going to wait till Christmas. So without him knowing, I went over and I bought him a pair of nice boots that he could walk around in. And so I'm out there and I'm sitting in the grass in the front yard and they're walking up and they come over and they start talking to me. So next thing you know, I have a you know, hour-long conversation with these guys. We're talking about religion and my thought on religion and Christianity and all that good stuff. And we're just talking. Well, I started thinking about it after the fact. So Mormons are the ones that have like multiple wives, right? The
Yeah,
polygamous.
yeah, yeah, they can have multiple wives. Yeah.
Hear me out.
Oh God.
Why the fuck can't I have multiple wives? Like, seriously, like, how do I talk a chick into letting me have other girlfriends? Like, and this goes in a couple ways. Like, one is the more adults you have living in your house, that's more income for your household. Like, how
Well,
much
and
nicer that
to be fair, for the 99% of the time that I'm aware of, when it comes to the Mormons with multiple wives, those wives aren't working.
well, no, I want bitches at work. Like, I want a couple girlfriends at work. Like,
Have
you
them running
know,
OnlyFans out the house.
I don't give a shit what they're doing, just doing something. But you got to think about it. Like, look, if I'm making what I make, and then you have another chick that, let's say she makes 120, 150 grand a year, and then another one making 120, 150 grand a year. That's a lot of income. And then beyond that is, guess what? Now you have a chore list where one night one can cook, another one's doing the dishes, a third one's sweeping the floor. Let's say you got seven. Okay, bro, you can get a blowjob every night, 7 days a week, and none of them will have to bitch. What? Because I knew I'd look like an asshole. But look, their mouths don't get tired, and you don't have to worry about one saying, "I have a headache tonight." There's no way that seven bitches have headaches every fucking night.
They
Like
sync up.
one,
So trust me, they'll get a reason for all seven bitches to have headaches.
but like seriously, like you got a piece of ass every night, a different one every night, because none of them's going to give you an excuse on why, like, hey, hey, so and so, you want to tonight? No, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I'm touched out, whatever. Okay, go to the next one. Hey, you want to? I got a headache. Oh, you're not going to hear I got a headache from fucking seven chicks. It's like, you know, you know what I mean?
They all band together and protest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, so I guess the answer on like why you can or have what I don't know if it's necessarily one of those things of like you can't. Obviously, you couldn't do like legally or whatever like that, but you can find a way to have multiple women living with you, and it can kind of fall in line like be common lawed in all these situations. You know what I mean?
How do you sell this theory to a woman where they go all in on it? Because honestly, if you think about it, it's a win-win for them as well. Like, they don't have to put out all the time. If they're tired, they don't want to, like,
got one of those insanely fucking huge Alaskan king beds where everybody's just like lined up and
yeah,
sleeping.
bro. Well, yeah, like turn one side of the bedroom into one big ass bed. Like, take fucking 2 California kings and stick them side by side. You got a big ass bed, you know, you roam around fucking, and like I guess you could have like a sexy time room. Like, you could have an extra bedroom that's like all your sexy time room. But if we get one of those winters here in Texas where the power goes out, you got lots of extra body heat. You know what I mean? You never need a babysitter because it's always like, hey, you're gonna watch the kids tonight or whatever. Like, bro, like,
just getting them all pregnant one after another.
I don't know about that, but no, like, if you really think about it, like, why would women not go for that? I think it's selfishness.
Because shut up. I think the psyche is gotten to a point where like there's too much how am I trying to say this, like jealousy in a way, like like they have to feel like they own something, which they want to own their man, of course. So
well, it's like when you have multiple people investing in a company, you've got multiple owners. Okay, well, you essentially, and actually, if you think about it, the Bible doesn't let the woman own the man. The man owns the multiple women. Technically.
We're back to women are property.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing. So you know how you and I had been talking about how Islam closer aligns with Christianity than
Judaism or Hindu or whatever.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing. So Mormonism I don't know, is it called Mormonism? I don't know what
it's the Church of Latter-day Saints, but they're Mormons.
Okay, so the Mormons, so they have the multiple wives and all that. Well, guess what? Islam, you can get multiple wives too.
Yeah,
bro, they're fucking right there. Like, come on. We did so, and being these two kids, we did talk about Judaism too the other night, and like the comparison of or the alignment between like Islam and some other religions being closer than Judaism. So, and we were talking about the different things like in Israel where they spit on Christians and shit like that. And he's like, look, and I was showing him, on my phone, like we were talking about it, I was pulling stuff up on the phone, and
yeah,
he's like, sometimes I wish that they allowed us to have technology in our whatever convent or whatever they have it in, that but because he's like, honestly, I'd like to, we'd love to be able to research that more. But he said they essentially teach us, love everyone and just don't cause conflict. Just be you and move on.
They can't have technology. I mean, I don't know a crazy amount, even though I was stationed in Utah, Mormon hub, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I didn't know they couldn't have technology. That's interesting.
Yeah. Apparently they're
sounds like Scientology.
Yeah. Well, and here's the other thing. So we were talking about whenever I had bought those boots for that other one, and he was like, hey, what did he look like? What was his name? I was like, I don't know. And so we were talking about it. I was like, all I know is I was like, whenever I left, I saw him pulling out of the parking lot too. He was driving a gray, like hatchback, little SUV type of thing. And he laughed and he's like, "Was it this or this?" I was like, "Yeah, it was one of those." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "The church provides that for us for when we're on our mission and driving around. So they provide their cars and everything for them." Did you know that?
Yeah. Have
I didn't
you
see. I didn't know.
so back in the early like Mormon days, like, or the Mormon church and whatever, when they were trying to, I guess you could say, like, recruit and trying to get people into the church, right?
Mhm.
Um, it was whites only. You know that, right?
Yeah, bro. I've watched that video by Seth MacFarlane or whatever.
Well,
The
I'm not even talking about like Seth MacFarlane, which agreed. Like, but what I'm saying is like when the reason why they eased up on it and started to let uh, more melanated skin in is because when they went down to South America, Central and South America, there ain't a lot of fully white people down there because they start to get a little brown skinned. So they decided to ease up. But I found this really old animation video that describes and again,
that
this isn't us, but like where black people come from.
yes, that's made by Seth MacFarlane.
No, this is super old. This is not Seth MacFarlane. This
Or
is like
maybe
something this is something they used to like teach to the Mormons.
who was it that made that movie or whatever, the Book of Mormon?
I'm sure it's Seth MacFarlane, but what I'm saying is this particular one is not what
Okay.
you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I can see it already.
Seth
I thought he
MacFarlane did
did.
not make this one.
Okay, maybe not. Whatever.
Lucifer became the devil and his followers the demons. Those who remained neutral in the battle were cursed to be born with black skin. This is the Mormon explanation for the Negro race. The spirits that fought most valiantly against Lucifer would be born into Mormon families on planet Earth. These would be the lighter-skinned people, or white and delightsome, as the Book of Mormon describes them. Early Mormon prophets taught that Elohim and one of his goddess wives came to Earth as Adam and Eve to start the human race. Thousands of years later, Elohim, in human form once again, journeyed to Earth from the starbase Kolob, this time to have sex with the Virgin Mary, in order to provide Jesus with a physical body. After Jesus Christ grew to manhood, he took at least 3 wives, Mary, Martha, and Mary Magdalene. Through these wives, the Mormon Jesus, for whom Joseph Smith claimed direct descent, supposedly fathered a number of children before he was crucified. According to the Book of Mormon, after his resurrection, Jesus came to the Americas to preach to the Indians, who the Mormons believe are...
So Jesus came to America to preach to the Native Americans.
Bro, but it gets better whenever it starts. So like I watched like a 6-minute version of it where it talks about whenever they throw Lucifer out of heaven and the followers turn black or whatever.
Yeah. But like all the demons and whatnot that fell to the earth, and then like like commingled and bred with the humans. That's the reason for black skinned and dark skinned people. I'm just like, fuck, the Mormons are racist. Like,
oh yeah,
Jesus Christ, man. It's just funny I mean, it's not. It's funny as hell just to think like, oh my God, like, these types of, religions can get this, but we all know that, but it's just like, they actually made a cartoon video.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just
well, I've never seen anything but white Mormons going door to door. If they knock on a door and it's like in a black house, like, do they like be like, oh no, thank you, and go to the next one?
From my understanding, they can't do that anymore. Not from any type of whatchamacallit, like legal standards, but since they eased up on now they're gonna allow melanated skin people come in. They don't do that anymore.
Well, then why don't they let black kids go door to door?
Well, it's not that they. From my understanding, again, very limited, don't really care about them. My understanding, it's not that they don't, it's that they're still not, you still don't have a heavy black or, brown skinned population in the Mormon church.
Okay.
What?
Sidebar. I just remembered something. I have to read this to you.
Okay.
Oh my God. Fucking, we're talking about black people, and I hated that this is what made me remember it. Okay. So, breaking news. California authorities say a 33-year-old man allegedly turned a simple fraud investigation into a 3-month psychological warfare campaign that left half the state questioning reality. Riverside, California. Federal investigators say that they are still trying to explain how a 33-year-old California man allegedly embarrassed multiple law enforcement agencies for nearly 3 months by continuously outsmarting authorities, planting fake clues, and leading officers on what was described as the most disrespectful, creative goose chase we've ever seen.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. According to investigators, the entire situation started after he allegedly disappeared moments before authorities arrived to arrest him in connection with a financial fraud case involving fake business filings, stolen identities, luxury rental scam, and what police describe as an uncomfortable amount of confidence.
Uncomfortable amount of confidence. What the fuck
Yeah.
does that even mean?
Hold on, it gets better. Officials say the arrest should have been simple. It was not. Authorities claimed he somehow stayed ahead of investigators for nearly 90 days while continuously making it seem like he wanted to get caught. He treated the investigation like a Netflix series, one frustrated detective admitted. According to reports, his last name's Hampton. He allegedly began taunting investigators almost immediately after disappearing. Police say the first sign something was wrong came when officers arrived at a San Bernardino condo they believed he was hiding. Instead, they discovered an empty apartment, a TV still playing ESPN, a half a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and a handwritten note on the kitchen counter reading, "Y'all just missed me, respectfully." Uh, Investigators initially believed the note was fake. Then security footage allegedly showed him leaving the building 4 minutes before the officers entered. Authorities said that was only the beginning. Over the next 3 months, Hampton allegedly sent authorities into complete chaos by planning fake sightings all over California. According to police reports, someone reported seeing him boarding a fishing boat in Catalina Island. Another witness swore he was dealing blackjack at a casino in Saboba. One woman claimed he was preaching a church revival in Los Angeles, and deputies in Moreno Valley reportedly detained a man because he looked confident enough to be him. Investigators later discovered none of the tips were real. Police say Hampton allegedly used burner phones, fake names, rental cars, wigs, a fake beard, and social media accounts pretending to be other people discussing himself. Authorities claim he even joined Facebook groups dedicated to finding him. One investigator stated he was literally in the comments helping people search for him.
Wow.
Police say the situation escalated after Hampton allegedly started leaving clues behind intentionally. At one Airbnb searched, investigators reportedly found fresh hair still on the bathroom floor, a pair of designer sunglasses, a half a bottle of Don Julio, and another note reading, "Too slow again." Authorities say morale inside the investigation began to collapse. Detectives reportedly became convinced Hampton had inside information. One officer admitted there were moments we genuinely thought this man could hear our conversations somehow. According to reports, Hampton allegedly became obsessed with making the chase cinematic. Police say investigators once tracked his phone into a marina in Santa Monica at 2:13 a.m. SWAT team arrived expecting a possible escape attempt via boat. Instead, authorities discovered a Bluetooth speaker playing ocean sounds, an empty folding chair facing the water, a lit blunt still burning, and a phone duct tape beneath the dock playing the song Catch Me If You Can on repeat.
Wow.
God, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. Authorities claim Hampton's biggest stunt happened in late March after investigators received an anonymous tip claiming he planned to flee the country through a private airfield outside Hemet. Police immediately mobilized. Roads were blocked. Drones were deployed. Federal agents swarmed the area. But when the officers stormed the private hangar, they reportedly found a rented golf cart, a mannequin wearing sunglasses and a hoodie, chicken wings, and a giant dry erase board that read, "Y'all are burning taxpayers' money fast."
Wow.
Investigators say multiple officers had to leave the scene because they were too angry to speak. Meanwhile, social media had already turned Hampton into a full-blown internet legend. Supporters nicknamed him the California Menace, the Man with a Plan, Derek Groves 2.0, and the first man to turn an arrest warrant into an Easter egg hunt. Authorities say things became deeply personal after Hampton allegedly paid for a digital billboard near 215. Drivers reported seeing a photo of Hampton smiling with the words, "Almost caught me again." Yeah. Police say that moment triggered complete humiliation across several departments. One investigator reportedly told supervisors, "If this man uploads more motivational quotes, I'm retiring." But according to authorities, the chase finally came to an end April 3rd after Hampton allegedly made one critical mistake. Investigators say a confidential informant revealed Hampton could not resist returning to one place, a small barbershop in San Jacinto or something, which it's not spelled like San Jacinto, where he had allegedly been secretly getting lined up every Friday evening. Authorities immediately surrounded the location. Witnesses said officers expected a dramatic escape attempt. Instead, Hampton reportedly looked at the officer in the mirror while the barber was still shaping his beard and calmly asked, "Can bruh at least finish my lineup first?" Police said that the entire shop went silent. One officer allegedly responded, "Honestly, yeah." According to witnesses, Hampton sat completely relaxed while finishing his haircut before standing up, brushing hair off his shirt, and surrendering peacefully. As officers escorted him out, witnesses claimed Hampton looked directly at an investigator and said, "I ain't gonna lie, this was fun." That's fucking hilarious.
That's a modern day Catch Me If You Can, like with Leonardo DiCaprio, that movie that was based off a real guy. That was amazing.
They better make a movie after this dude. God, I'm crying. I was laughing so hard trying to read that.
Oh man. So they're a pretty prominent individual, independent journalist on X that we follow. She posted this. This is what I was talking about. I wanted to bring up before we started recording. A defamation lawsuit has been filed against Alex Jones and Doc Pete Chambers.
Really?
Colony Ridge, baby. Colony Ridge Development LLC claims that in February 6, 2026, Jones and Dr. Pete Chambers attacked, in quotations, Colony Ridge in an hour-long video segment posted on Jones' X social media account. They add that the two men branded the development a, quote, mortgage scam, giant fraud site in Sanctuary City controlled by Mexican drug cartels that are guilty of, quote, treason. The plaintiff claims that this is false. And this is the first thing here. The First Amendment does not bestow the right to destroy another person's livelihood with lies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex Jones and our boy and our good friend Doc Chambers getting sued for defamation.
Well, that's crazy.
You should shoot him a text and get his thoughts on it.
Let's see if he responds.
Yeah, I know he's busy out there doing operations on the border. So
yeah. Hey, so if we had to, could we go live mid-show?
No, we'd have to stop and restart.
That sucks. Because that would be good to be able to get that out there fast. Look, fucking Colony Ridge sucks. And they are doing shady shit. Like, and the fact that they probably have the wheelchair backing them is a shame.
Well, they're backing they're backing Hot Wheels. So that's why he's done nothing.
Yeah. All that fucking smoke and mirror bullshit. Like it's
still a shock to me. I mean, it's not, but like it still is that, Colony Ridge is literally just north of you guys down there. And when you went to go vote in the primary, people had no idea what Colony Ridge was or what it was about.
Yeah,
it's been going on for years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like it's not like it just popped up right in the cycle. Like this has been going on for years.
Well, and the crazy part about it is it all started with Plum Grove. Plum Grove was that back when we were younger. And I remember being young and sitting out in, obviously we're surrounded by woods and all that. We didn't grow up in the city, we grew up in the country, and you'd sit out there and you'd hear automatic weapons, middle of the night, 2 a.m., whatever. And, you sit out there and you hear tat, 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 or just full burst. And it's like, now it's grown to Colony Ridge and it's like, holy shit, bro. Like something's going to change here. And have you driven through Colony Ridge at all? Oh, bro, it's
because it all started, of course, after I enlisted and I've been gone, so I haven't been down there to drive through it since.
I didn't know because your mom lives over there, is close to the area. I don't know if you've gone that way and driven through there, but God, yeah, it's nasty. It is fucking nasty.
I mean, even what you can find online, it doesn't look good at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so I went over there 2 years ago or something like that. So I found a little car on Facebook that I was going to buy, like really good deal on it. It was actually a Spider Eclipse GTS. And I was like, I could turn it into a fucking little hot rod. Cause remember whenever I had that, convertible, GTS, the Spider. So I saw it and I was like, oh bro, that reminds me a lot of mine. Like, hell, I could buy that, put custom interior in this one, just like mine had, and do everything. And I was like, I could make a fucking little good race car with this. And so I messaged the guy. He doesn't speak English. Luckily, my phone translates. And so I'm like, yeah, let me come meet with you. So I drive out there to look at it. I meet him at this bullshit gas station. And I'm looking at the car. I ended up passing on the car and had some problems I don't like on it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I turn around and I drive to leave out of there. And I'm driving back and fucking, I swear to you, I saw a dude shitting in a field. There was like, so I was going down the street and there was like a fifth wheel that they were obviously living in. And there was like trash and bullshit everywhere. Then there was a trailer house next to it like on the property next to it, and then there was some other shit behind it and all that, and then I got a little bit further down, and there was like, remember in Splendor where they had all the chickens for the chicken fighting? Do you remember that area, that
Yeah,
spot?
yeah.
Okay, so they had like little bitty, I'm gonna say, looked like sheds built over there, and it was like big enough for someone to live in, but it obviously wouldn't have had like a bathroom or anything. It was like plywood and all that. Well, this guy was on that little piece of property, and like he was walking, I don't know, 30 yards away from where that little shed thing was, and he just pops a squat and starts taking a shit right there. I'm like, bro, like middle of daylight, fuck.
Yeah, it's just like all the homeless, out here. Well, in any major city, they're allowed to just basically do whatever the fuck they want, which sucks. But what was funny is like I don't know if you remember, and I think they still have it, but like Los Angeles,
Hmm.
somebody in the area developed an app. It was a poop tracker. People can report, public
Oh,
homeless people that publicly took a shit, and they can report it, like basically like on Waze, how you can put like there's a cop here or there's an
hmm.
object in the road. Like it was a poop tracker, so you knew where all the poop was in LA.
Oh God! Like you just drop a Mr. Hanky everywhere.
Dude, I just thought, I was like, how does anybody want to still like live there knowing that this that there was enough demand to create an app to track shit from homeless people?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Skid Row's so fucked up. Like California's fucked up,
Yeah.
and the fact that so many are coming here, like I hope that they don't turn Austin into that, but it's already getting bad over there.
Yeah, go to Oklahoma.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's they're really fucking up our area pretty bad.
Yeah. Um Bought a house this morning. Told you that?
Yep.
Yeah. Moving next week. Be we don't get our internet turned on till Monday the 1st, so after next weekend. So
Oh
um
yeah.
be able to start getting the studio set up out there. Like I'll be able to record in it, because I'll have my thing behind me and flags and until we get sheetrock hanged up and all the stuff like that, because it's got the AC and it's got power or whatnot. But I just can't wait to like really get it established and set up. So
Oh yeah. No, that's gonna
um
be badass.
yeah, no, I'm seriously excited. I cannot wait till like the studio is up and running, um
We should do a
just
crawfish boil.
come up here, bro. I mean, because the kids will be up here mid-June, and we haven't
Hmm.
told them yet. So we're kind of like surprising them show up to the new house, the new bedrooms and a pool and everything. So
Hmm. They're gonna be like, "Where the fuck are we at?" Like,
yeah, but no, we're definitely excited. We're definitely excited. Now next step is just get this house rented out as soon as possible. Which shouldn't be an issue, because the houses in this neighborhood, when they get put up for
Mhm.
rent, they go very quickly, like with less than a month. So we're not worried about it. Um, but
How
yeah,
big is the new house?
I don't know. It's a question for my wife. Hang on.
Well, you'd walk through it. Is it bigger than my house?
I'd say it's on par. Probably yours is like no, I'd say it's about on par. Yeah. But
Good.
hang on, I could look it up real quick. But our biggest thing is that the lot as a whole
Hmm.
is half an acre, so
Yeah.
lots of room. It's 2,400 square feet.
Okay, so it's okay.
Yeah. Oh man, but no, cannot wait. Um,
And you're so lazy you're using the movers.
yeah, it's paid for by the federal government. Fuck them, they still owe us one.
Yeah. Hell, I do too, man. If I didn't have to fucking move shit, I wouldn't move shit. Fuck y'all.
Even if we
I'd be
still
like,
didn't have that um I don't know what
the PC
the
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 PTS or
the benefit or the
yeah.
right to use it, whatever, because it expires after 3 years post retirement for Destiny. We'd
Hmm.
probably still pay someone because I'm like, fuck this shit, dude. I don't want I don't want to do this.
Oh yeah.
But but no, it was good that we got it in just because 3 years for her expires in August, so it was
Oh
coming up.
shit.
Yeah, so
Perfect time.
she's been retired for almost 3 fucking years, So we're like, we didn't want to rush getting a house, but we're also like, we really want to make sure we get a house before we lose that
Yeah.
opportunity to have the Air Force move us.
Damn. No, that's cool. That's good. That's real good.
Uh,
I'm glad for you.
yeah, no, we're excited. We're very happy, and finally get more room, like because obviously when she got this house, it was just her and Maddie, so
Hmm.
3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, perfect size for them. And here I come bringing my 2 kids. And
Yeah.
and then we have all 4 kids here. It's just so fucking crowded. So the boys will still have to share a room, but whoever. Grace is gonna get her own room. Maddie's particularly excited because the way the house is set up, it's got like 2 primary bedrooms. Like you have the master that's ours, is really big, and in a master bedroom, like you have the master bathroom and a big walk-in closet, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, the second primary bedroom, which is going to be Maddie's, is set up the same way. It has a full like you walk into like a master bathroom in there, and then walk into like a big massive walk-in closet. She has like her own master bedroom. So she's super excited that she's like it's like going to be like her area, like almost like a little mini apartment inside of there.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so she's
Like
very
that's
excited.
now she's never gonna move out.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, look, because I always tell her, I was like, you're more than welcome to stay while you're going to school. Obviously, going to school and trying to work is just not easy. So, but it's like
Mm-mm.
now I feel like she's never gonna leave. I'm like, all right, well, now you're gonna start fucking paying rent at some point. So,
Oh yeah.
which whatever. I honestly, personally, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I mean, um, there was this one video I showed Destiny a while back, and when I watched it, because the the American kind of like family structure, the way it's been like sold to us, is like,
Uh-huh.
go to college, move out, get your own place, and just be your own person. Which again, fine, no matter there's nothing wrong with that. But there was just one family that, um, like none of them technically kind of did that. Like they had this massive home where everybody had their own kind of like primary bed, but even like if the kids got married and or like they all moved into this huge plot of land and compound, how they built it up, but everyone contributed. Like
Oh yeah.
they all started a family business of like, stuff, and it's all contributing but they all stuck together. And I was just like, this is amazing. Like,
Oh
this is
yeah.
fucking awesome. Like, I was like, I actually don't mind this, because obviously when you're younger, you're like, I just want to move out and be on my own or stuff like that. It's like, I don't necessarily discourage you wanting to be your own person, but I also am not on that type of mentality anymore where like I need to encourage them, go off and do your own thing. Like, no, like we're a family. As long as you're not being a lazy piece of shit, drug addict,
Hmm.
doing crimes, like I don't see the reason why I need to force my kids out so quick to be on their own. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Well, so and I've been saying forever, like one of my goals or one of the things I want in life is, you know, have it on a few hundred acres, have my house, right in the center or whatever. And then I want to be able to have enough land where I can essentially make a compound where, the kids have their own houses there for when they get older and they can live there. The houses for the grandparents, and then essentially have my own cattle that we know how it's raised and it's going to be
Mhm.
clean, our own hogs, our own chickens, our own, crops and all that, horses, everything, and just have its own self-contained uh compound where you're not really relying on the government, you're not relying on the grocery stores and shit like that. It's like everything is self-contained right there for, let's say something does happen and we get in this World War III or something like that. You're
or
self-contained there.
more accurately describe the actual World War III that's going on now, and actually comes to our shore.
Yeah, yeah, but no, like that's like always what I've said, that is my goal. What I want a compound that's got, my house, and then, parents' houses, and then kids' houses, and everything right there contained, and put a big ass fucking barbed wire fence or something around it, and you know, shoot on sight. Motherfucker tries to come in, we got places to bury the body.
Yeah, just like Dutton Ranch,
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Take a bitch to a train station.
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you watched the any of the spinoffs to that?
Not yet.
Like,
I want to just because I understand why they did it, the spinoffs, because so I don't think some people realize, but whenever that one cowboy guy that was like, in Yellowstone series, whenever he was running like the actual cowboys, going to rodeos and doing stuff like that, and he
Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, he's the writer. Like he
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people know that.
Okay, yeah.
Well, reason why they started to, I guess, lessen what's his name, the last remaining son that was for John Dutton,
Casey.
The reason why they started to play him down is because him and the writer, they got into it, they didn't get along, so they started to kind of push him aside and focus more on Rip.
Well, Casey got his own show now.
Yeah, I'm saying he has his own show now. What I'm saying is, like, the reason why he didn't become more prominent the way it was going in Yellowstone is because him and the writer didn't get along, so they started to kind of phase him out.
Now, I knew he had problems with Kevin Costner.
I don't think it was necessarily a lot with Costner, but it was more, from what I know, it was more with the writer. So,
well, I know there was some issues between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan, was why essentially they killed him off.
Yeah, and killed him off. Yeah. But and that's why they focus so much on Rip and the daughter. I can't remember anybody's name. But yeah, so but I haven't seen the spinoffs yet. They look great. I want to watch them. You know what I mean? But that's why I also haven't watched the newest season that came out of Yellowstone where Costner gets killed off. I haven't watched it just because I was just like, this seems kind of dumb now. Like great. It's because the way it started out was so amazing. Heavy hitting, was like, fuck yes, and then it just was like, really, this is where we're going with this shit.
Well, so the new Dutton Ranch one, the Rip spinoff, that started. We watched that the other day. Then it's pretty good. And then now on the Marshall, so that one we watched. At first, I didn't like it, and that's the one where like they were doing certain shit like ops, and I was like, and we're watching. I'm like, and Elaine fucks with me on it because I was like. And I said something about a QRF or something like that, and like we're sitting there talking to them, and something happens, and I'm like, and I was like, yeah, I don't know why they would do that about HRT or whatever, and I'm sitting there talking, I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, and she looks at me, she goes, elemental P. I'm like, what? And she goes, I don't know what. She goes, I don't know what your acronyms are talking about. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, my bad, bro. So I start having to explain to her, and she's like, why didn't you just say that? I was like, I don't fucking know. That's just what I'm used to. Like, but yeah, I had me cracking up because she still fucks with me about it, and she's like, I don't understand any of your fucking acronyms. Like, she's like, y'all should do a show that strictly talks about the fucking acronyms.
We'll never finish it.
Oh, I know.
there's just that's the one thing that the military invests in, acronyms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They need to make their own dictionary.
Well, and here's the thing though, when it comes to doing something like that, it has to be branch specific, because then
yeah, that's true.
Like I'll have a certain acronym for the Air Force, you'll have the same exact acronym for the Army, completely different meaning. You know what I mean? When it comes down to, because if you have like the Department of War aspect overall, 99% of the time those all trickle down as the same. right?
Yeah.
But then you get to specific branches. That's where it's never going to 99%. It's not going to cross.
Yeah. Oh,
And until
absolutely.
you get to like operations types thing. But like when you get just like, general things, like it's just never going to cross.
Well, still, that's even, different. Like if you're talking to, group guys or team guys,
Yeah.
Also, tier one, where you're talking to, there's different acronyms that don't cross over the lines that well,
Yeah.
it's
It,
weird.
it really, it gets annoying at some point. I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like, it's so many, and then you just like, and sometimes there's so many, you're sitting there like, yeah, I can't even remember what they are anymore because there's just so fucking many of them.
Oh, I know. Like I'll sit there and be like, hold on, what? Oh yeah, that, and then you
Yeah.
come find out you're talking to fucking, Navy guy or a fucking Marine, and it's like, oh, you meant something completely different than what I thought you meant.
Yeah. Cause it doesn't cross over.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of Marine, so this is a good friend of mine. Hold on, give me a second. Um, I'm not gonna say the names because I don't know if I should right now. I'm gonna say it like this. So good buddy of mine, he's ex-Marine. Well, once a Marine, always a Marine, but his son's a Marine as well, and all that. So this happened recently. Most of you know that one of my sons has been looking for a kidney to save his life for a while now. I was doing labs the other week, labs and other workups to see if I was a match for him last week in Virginia. 99.9% and just needed one more test this week and it would be scheduled. As I'm fuck as I'm traveling, why did it do that? As I'm traveling Sunday night, a fellow Marine calls and tells me about another individual being in the hospital. I decided to reach out to him or reach out the next day to his wife um, and offer prayers and condolences. This individual passed away. Um, she asked me if my son is still needing a kidney and then says, you know, the other Marine that passed away is a donor. So I sent my son's info to her, and so she graciously offers his kidney to my son. Even in death, he is grateful, or I'm sorry, even in death, blank is thinking about others. Words cannot express how grateful our entire family is to the family, especially when her and him to offer new life from his body. And I know he would have wanted that. His kidney is in transit today in hopes that it will thrive in my son as he will hopefully receive new life tomorrow. Just a little pers- perspective here. My son and ex have the same giving heart and demeanor, very caring souls. I salute you always for taking care of others. And on your last watch, my firstborn, Marines always have each other's back, even in death. Semper Fi, my eternal brother. Godspeed until Valhalla, my friend. And so this is, a couple good friends, but it's crazy that, you got a elder Marine that passes away who ran a VFW hall, and so my buddy, he was a sheriff, and so we actually used to coach football together on the side just because we were given the community. Um, we got really close. He was a sheriff, and then he ended up getting suspended over some bullshit by the count or by the governor, and so during that time he didn't have anything to do. Well, he was going to the VFW hall that was ran by this other Marine and just venting. Well, that VFW hall needed a lot of upkeep and some remodeling. So my buddy that was the sheriff, he goes in and he starts remodeling this thing, and he's doing all kinds of crazy things. So they got pretty close, and then ultimately now, what, 15 years later, his oldest boy, needs that kidney. The old Marine passes away, and now he's getting that Marine or that kidney sent down to from up north down to Lubbock to. It's crazy to me. Like,
Goddamn.
yeah, bro. And which Kim's working with me on this. We're trying to do something special for the families, hence why I don't want to say too much. But yeah, we're working with a couple other organizations trying to get something done.
That's pretty awesome, man. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I know Kim has been going nuts with all the stuff she's working on. So
I don't know. He's like, I thought I was busy. That woman, she was just in Austin testifying in behalf of veterans last week. Here's the crazy thing: she showed up to testify on behalf of veterans. You know who didn't show up? VFW, no VSOs, nothing. She's the only individual that showed up to testify in support of veterans. That's crazy.
yeah, shout out Veterans American First.
Yeah. They more care about themselves, and which you saw some of those spending budgets that we've been looking at, and like they're spending most of their money on their own salaries, salary hikes, salary increases, whatever fringe benefits they want, and not putting it back into the veteran community. It's fucking shitty. It is completely shitty. So I don't know.
Well, it's been fun, a little bit different than we've been doing, but you know what? Let's bring back some fun stuff here. Would you rather?
If you're asking to ask me if I have to pee or not, would I rather have to pee? Yeah, I have to pee. But okay, would I rather? What's up?
Would you rather get a blowy from Laura Loomer
Ooh.
or Nancy Pelosi?
Laura Loomer.
A Roblox looking ass bitch.
Yeah. Like that's a hard one. Like you lose either which way. What would you choose?
I don't know, man, because Pelosi's got some big tits.
Yeah, but I'm afraid her wrinkly skin would like chafe me.
You know what? I choose Pelosi. Take her teeth out.
She's a gummy bear.
Yeah, baby.
I didn't think about
that. Because you always saw her when she'd be up there, she fucking with her teeth is falling out while she's trying to bitch about everything.
What's that stuff that they put in their mouth to hold the dentures in?
I don't know, just denture glue, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's all fine until some of that denture glue gets stuck in your pubes, and then.
Oh man, but yeah. So, anything you want to throw in before we wrap up here?
Y'all go look up Hobbytown in Texas in spring. Come in Shenandoah. Pearland, Katy, and I think Cypress are the next couple. Go like and follow them guys. They got Chaos Rising on what's today? On the 22nd, new Pokemon. Go check out some of the cool shit that they got there. They got great people. And then obviously like and follow us. Give us some shares, all that good stuff.
And if you don't mind, I put a lot of heart and soul in this article that I published on our page. If you go to X at _DP_show, I wrote an article called "The Cult of Contradiction," specifically talking to MAGA. I put a lot of work into this, and I think it's definitely the best article I've ever written. But what's even more awesome if anybody follows or knows of the Native Patriot, 231,000, he read it and he shared it and he said it was very well written. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, but again, just go check it out, guys. I put a lot of work into this, and I just think it really sums up how a lot of us are feeling nowadays. So
Absolutely.
But don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe, but never forget, Texas forever, motherfucker.